anyone who's joining us via electronic means. We will begin with our Pledge of Allegiance, so I'd invite all of you to stand and join with me in reciting that. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we'd like to remind anyone that if you'd like to speak to any of our agenda items tonight, you may fill out a blue card. I don't have any yet, so that's fine. And if anybody's on Zoom, they can also put something in the chat and we will monitor that. So on our agenda, item number 2, communications and presentations. Superintendent Cole, do we have any written communications?
We do not have any written communications.
Okay, thank you. Item 2.3 should actually be changed to 3.3 as out-of-state travel. It needs to be on our consent agenda. So as we move to our consent agenda, we will need to have a motion to put that there, and then we can entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda items. So if I can have someone make a motion to put that there and then to approve our consent agenda, that would be helpful. I move it. Thank you, Cliff.
I'd second.
Thank you.
I thought we had decided it was okay to put things like that in communication.
We haven't it was an informal discussion, but the policy has not actually been revised. And so this is an out-of-state travel. And so for out-of-state travel, we're making sure we follow the policy as it's written. We'll bring back the policy to authorize administration to approve and to provide and to inform the board via the executive or via the agenda should the board decide to approve that policy.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion to move our out-of-state travel to our consent agenda and also a motion to approve our consent agenda, and it's been seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say yes. Yes. Any opposed? Thank you. Item 4.0, reports. We have an introduction of our North Middle School Vice Principal. Principal Blanchard, will turn the time over to you.
Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here tonight. I'm not sure if the huge turnout is because of my name being on the agenda or if it's the person that we're going to name to the position. But I do want to start by communicating how much we have appreciated Kelly Marvel sliding over on an interim basis for us this year. To have his leadership and seasoned experience has been nothing short of amazing for us. And we all have opportunities to grow, and having Kelly around and the interactions that I have been able to be a part of with him, with students and parents, and just leadership conversations have been really, really spectacular. So I appreciate his time with us. But we also are really excited to be moving forward and start to do some forward thinking and planning for the next couple of years. And so we ran a process and had about 15 applicants, which is really probably more than we've had for maybe all of our special education positions and educational assistants. So we had a great pool to choose from. Ultimately, we interviewed 4 strong candidates. 3 we thought were exceptionally strong, and so felt very blessed. The committee was comprised of myself, Bill Gladbach, our assistant principal athletic director, Trish Evans, and then 2 teachers, Val Vineyard, as well as Bill Bolden. And we were super excited with what we got to sit in front of and what we heard. And we think we have a really great up-and-comer in the district. But we ultimately went with someone that all of you have some experience with. And we feel tremendously blessed to have Barrett Sale come back to us from Texas. Many of you know Barrett as the South Middle School principal and assistant principal here at the high school. The things that he'll be able to bring to us are things that that are really important to me as we round out a team. He's about as good of instructional leader as maybe the best that I've ever been around. And so I'm really looking forward to his experience, what he is going to bring to our team. I'm excited for him to push us, Bill and I, a little bit to continue to grow and to learn from him. We're really lucky to have a great family come back. He'll be bringing back his wonderful wife, Tina, and 4 kids. And North Middle School is really lucky, and again, I'll use the word blessed, to welcome Barrett Sale back to North Middle School. I think that he should be on here tonight.
Hello, can you hear me?
Well, we're excited to have you come back, even with the hat. Though I do have a problem with him going back to North. He was at South, and we would like him to come back to South as my children attend there, and we get to know Barrett. And we were sad to see him go, and we're excited to have him back, but he's at the wrong school. But so use him well.
We will. We do enjoy working with South. Trish does a great job of facilitating middle school admin meetings, and it'll be a pretty good crew. But we, again, do feel very lucky to have him over on this side of the river with us. Thank you.
Barrett, can you, but we want to see your face again, so go ahead and start sharing with us.
Hey, well, it is a blessing for us to come back. We are really excited. It is family that took us to Texas, and it's the heat that is bringing us back. I'm kidding. Grants Pass is a very special place to us, and we quickly realized that in our first few months in Texas. It's been great living here, but we also realized that Texas it's not the place where we want to set roots down long term, and we miss Grants Pass. Oh, we miss Grants Pass, and we're excited to be coming back. I apologize, Dr. Nelson. Doesn't matter. That's kind of what we talked about in part of the interview process. All the kids in Grants Pass are our kids, and so I feel fortunate enough to be coming back to Grants Pass. And our kids do not know yet, so they're going to be really excited when we tell them that they are going to be moving back. But have had a great experience here in Texas, but really looking back to being in Grants Pass for long term.
Great. Well, thank you. We are excited to have you come back, you and your family. So it's great news. Thank you.
Great.
All right. Well, there are no other reports tonight. I know everyone is disappointed that we may try to break a record for our meeting tonight. So we're going to go on to 5.0, board reports and special concerns. And this meeting will depend on each of you and your participation or lack thereof. So let's see how this goes. So Gary, do you have anything? Debbie?
Well, I attended a picture-taking process yesterday at the Performing Arts Center with former and current board members of the Four-Way Foundation, and the executive director, Kate Dwyer, along with Wade, mentioned that they are looking to put together a community-wide campaign to help refurbish and refresh the Performing Arts Center. So I'm really excited about that project. And it's going on 25 years of existence. Time flies when you're having fun.
Thank
But
you.
the carpets get frayed.
Great. Brenda, not that Gary's head was in the way. It's not that I forgot about you, I promise.
No.
Nothing? Okay. Kathy? Cliff?
Well, many of you know I have a heart for scholarships for the graduating seniors. Over the years, I've been fortunate to work cash award for, I think it's $2,500. It's not a small scholarship. And so that was real exciting. And at the same time, I had my eyes on a couple of other scholarships that I'd like to participate in. School boards scholarships, they're not large, but they are for the top 10% or higher that didn't get another scholarship. They have a chance with our school board scholarships. So depending on how much money is available, that'll happen hopefully this year. And then another one is just a personal thing that my wife and I do for the outstanding performance. And that was a no-brainer also. So all those things just whet my appetite to get started to work on the school board again. I did take some time away. It was not my choice. I'm ready to go. Again, I'm a pacemaker, and it's working. So I'm glad to be back today. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Cliff. We do have one other item to discuss as a board, and that is with scholarships. So the board does offer a board scholarship each year, and Tanya's been good enough to be communicating with Quinn Collins, and she indicated that she will have the candidates to us on the 10th, is that correct, of May, if not before, and the May 19th is the scholarship distribution night. Just a brief conversation with the board in the past. We have received the applications and reviewed them. We will be a little tighter this year. We will only have about maybe a week or a little longer to review the applications. I just wanted to get the board's input on how we would like to handle that. We are getting $5,000 as we complete our training as a board, which we've done in order to get some money, and so we will need to talk about the amount and the number of candidates we'd like to distribute, and if we want to hold some in reserve for future years. We have about $1,000 currently in the fund, and so we would have a total of $6,000 or so to disperse to the candidates. So any thoughts on what we would like to do this year?
Will we have that money for this year?
I don't know. That will be a question that I will try to find out, or we can ask Kristen when we meet here. I'm assuming that,
How fast do
I
they
don't
pay out
know.
when we finish?
It is our money. We pay them and then they give it back to us as a scholarship. So maybe we can just, anyway, I don't know, but we will find out.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes?
I'd also like to call to your attention, if you're not already aware of it, the annual Rotary Scholar track meet is this Saturday. And the track meet is very special. The Rotarians all to get together, 100 or so Rotarians and members of their families, and they stage this track meet along with the staff for the track program here. And so there will be some excitement. I don't know how many teams will come, but we've had over 30 before, and I saw them figure 40 somewhere. I don't know if we have that many coming. In a pandemic, if you could get 20, we'd be doing well. So try to look at your schedule and see if you can take a look at the track and field, the beautiful setup we have, and we have one of the best coaches and staffs for track and field, and I didn't realize they were state champions 3 years ago. That went right past me. That's very hard to do, is become state champion, and the whole team evidently. So, and that excellence continues today. And I'd like to point a finger at one event, the shot put. The record has been held by Marty Bauer of our Rotary Club, and he's almost as old as I am. And so that record's been there a long time. Actually, he's nowhere near as old as I am, but he may lose the record. There's an excellent individual on our team from the Jarvis family. And I understand he's only a junior, and he's huge. And I don't know the entire Jarvis family, but I know there's one other brother and a bigger family, if you count them all. And the one brother was the outstanding cellist that went back east and became basically like Juilliard or somewhere like that, and is just one of the, probably the best cellist I've ever heard. And I got to hear him play in the Performing Arts Center here, and I sat right up front, and I just hung on every note. That family is a big family with a lot of purpose on what they do. They don't do anything lightly, and they've all got their own niche, and I just think that's a wonderful, wonderful family. It's symbolic of so many of the families in our district that are continuing to have outstanding students come through our 12th grade and graduate here, and of course looking forward.
Well, I just wanted to say that I have appreciated the role we've played in past years in giving scholarships to students who, as Cliff mentioned, are in the top 10%, but somehow have missed the scholarship awards, and want to award those students first in priority.
Okay. Well, as soon as Quinn gets us that information, I will forward it on to the board, and then we can meet on the 10th and hopefully finalize the winners, and we can get all that organized. So, lastly is graduation on June 10th. There are 2 graduation ceremonies. I know Tanya was looking for board members that would be attending. I think she's only heard from a few, so if you want to reach out to her tonight before you leave and just let her know your plans, I think that would be very helpful. So, anything else?
Sorry to lengthen this out, but about a month ago, Lois McMillan gave a program at the Wednesday Rotary, and I forgot to mention it last time, but she always does such an outstanding job of representing Grants Pass and her profession as a history teacher. And one of the things that really struck me is how she made the connection between studying history and then putting that knowledge into action through community service. And I thought it was an outstanding message that she has shared with teachers across the nation and then shared with us.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to action items this evening. So we have 2. 6.1 is approval of GPHS planned course statement, body movement and dance fundamentals. And why don't we start with that first? So
I'll just make a couple comments. This course was proposed and shared with the Parent Advisory Council and approved by that body. And we've invited Carrie Hudson-Bircher, the proposed course designer and band instructor extraordinaire for the district, to give a brief overview to the board and be available for any questions.
Hello, I'm Carrie Hudson-Bircher. Thanks for having me here tonight. This course was previously offered here at Grants Pass under a different name called Eurythmics. And what that essentially means is a way to teach students different basic rhythmic fundamentals through kinesthetic movement, through body motions. And so I changed the name from Eurythmics to Body Movement and Dance Fundamentals because I feel like it's more appealing and people understand what those words mean. The course Body Movement Dance Fundamentals will teach students basic musical concepts through kinesthetic movement. And the study will focus on classical, jazz, modern dance techniques and vocabulary while learning musical concepts. I'd be very excited to teach this class because many students are primarily kinesthetic learners, and they want to learn music through body movement. I have a passion for dance, having grown up on an Indian reservation, and that's where my roots are. And I'd like to provide an opportunity for our students to learn music through choreography. So the target student group for this could be the dance team. The dance team doesn't have like an advanced PE class or any class that's kind of designed for their skill set. And so for the first semester, the color guard for the marching band, the dance team could be encouraged to take the class, and they could further work on their skills for their large program of the marching band season that they do. All students would be obviously invited to take the course. For the second semester, anybody wanting to learn music but doesn't play an instrument or doesn't sing, or students who are in the drama department who maybe want to sharpen their skills of choreography for musicals. Those are the students who would be targeted to take this course, and I believe that it would really fill up quickly. So, do you have any questions about it? Or I believe you were provided with a planned course outline that I wrote, and so, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I saw the course and I thought it was awesome, especially like you said, with the learning style of different students. The one question I had, the concern was, I was looking at the way they can get an A. And take off my glasses here. It says, attend all performance, including festivals, contests, football games, and concerts. What happens with the students that work after school or don't, that cannot attend those? Is that being able to get an A in class?
There won't be very many performances. That's mostly targeted towards the students who are involved in the marching band and auxiliary and the color guard. So just having an awareness of, okay, were you at all practices, were you at all of our performances and things. But then there will be a chance for students to be creative and write their own choreography if this course is approved, and to have a performance at the end of the semester. So that's basically what that's talking about. Yeah.
Any other questions, Debbie?
So a lot of this course is, looks like a classroom kind of basis. Will there be practices on the field, or are we looking at the stage at the Performing Arts Center, or how does that work?
I'm hoping, well, I'd like it to be a class during the day. So possibly seventh period. Ryan Thompson and Michelle Napier suggested using the stage as a classroom, but that's a bigger conversation to have, whether or not we use the stage as a classroom or not, but they suggested that. And using the dressing rooms that are right next door for them to dress down and get into appropriate attire to dance. And if it was seventh period, I'm an itinerant teacher, so I teach in the mornings at 3 different elementary schools band, and then I come to the high school. So I'm here for 5th, 6th, and 7th period. If it was offered for 7th period, then students could dress down, and then they wouldn't have to use that time after class to get back dressed into their clothes for school. And that's the idea. So if it's on the stage or wherever it ends up being available to take place.
I know that some dancers prefer a particular kind of padding on the floor. Is that something that we have or something that we need?
Well, depending on where the class is offered, I have expressed my happiness in them suggesting being on the stage, because the stage is a very nice floor where students can turn. I mean, Still Point Dance Studio puts on the Nutcracker, and they have their own floor, but it is very similar. It's better than
And I spoke with Principal Thompson on that, and I think we've got some plans to do a combination of locations for that to accommodate all of the needs. Performing Arts Center, as you know, is in high demand in this community and within our own program. So trying to be creative in finding location to host the course.
And last question. So, as I recall, there's a state requirement on electives to be filled in the arts and music core. Would this be part of that requirement filling set?
Yeah, and Trish isn't here to speak to the requirements exactly, but this would fulfill part of the fine and performing arts requirements for graduation requirements. It would be supporting a diploma, so to speak. Yes.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we will entertain a motion to approve 6.1.
So moved.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
If only we knew that was coming, Gary, but we hopefully captured that for all time on Zoom. Any opposed, please say no. Okay, thank you very much. Item 6.2, approval of IDT slots for the 2022-2023 school year.
Yes. So we have reviewed projected enrollment numbers. I believe we went back hearing comments from the board and direction from the board. I think we even pulled out the Portland State study on population study to factor that in to the degree possible under the current circumstances. But Director Cantola is here to answer any questions you have. You have a document in your packet that reflects the proposed number of slots to be opened.
Just for John Travolta there, we did take the number of second grade slots down a little bit. And for Susan, we took the number of first grade slots down a little bit as well from what we were thinking when we presented last time. So.
All right, any questions? Then we will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Thank you. Any further discussion? Gary? Okay, I just wanted to make sure you're going to sit for this one. But if you're not, I'm going to get my phone ready to take a picture, so. All right, all in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, so that ends our action items, our future meeting dates. We have a formal budget meeting at 5 p.m. on May 5th, and that is here. Is that correct, Sherry? And on May 9th, we have our last board workshop, and that too will be here, or we'll be meeting in the boardroom. So we will be at the boardroom on May 9th at 5 p.m. And then our next board meeting will be on the 10th, and that will be here. And then our Valsal lunch is on the 13th. Our retiree recognition is on the 24th, and then in May is our last board meeting for the month. And that is our calendar. So unless there's any more jumping up and down, Gary, I'm going to adjourn the meeting. Come on, just one more time. Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.